Shut up and sit down.
Hey, it's the Deaf Man from Deaf Man Vinyl. I hope you caught my videos on how to clean your vinyl, and now you have a nice clean record, no dust, no smudges, no schmutz. You've got your clean vinyl tucked away inside a nice new liner. Now it's time to protect the outside. Why? Because of this.
All around me are familiar faces.
We call this ring wear. Some people call it shelf wear. It's basically wear and tear from pulling that record off the shelf or out of the crate for all those years, and it starts to wear on the high points where the vinyl actually sits inside the jacket. By the way, some people call this the jacket. I tend to call it the album cover. Same thing. So sometimes ring wear is a sign of records being packed too tight together in the crate. So you've got too many of them jammed into that old Peaches or Turtles crate. Sometimes it's a sign that the records have been improperly stored lying flat instead of upright. So ring wear, shelf wear, it can range from pretty minor to pretty severe. So same thing goes for the spine. So here you can have splits or just general wear and tear. Now this doesn't affect the playability of a record, but it certainly can affect its value and desirability as a collectible record. Remember, when a record is graded, there are generally two gradings. So one for the vinyl and one for the cover, the jacket. So you might have a pristine record that is a VG plus, a very good plus, but then you've got this ratty cover that would probably bring the grade down to a VG or a G, a good, which really isn't good. So how do you protect the outside of your records? With an outer sleeve. And these are just what they sound like. A polyethylene sleeve that slips over the album and protects it. So just like a new inner sleeve, these outer sleeves cost just pennies, and they can really protect your investment in that vinyl record. And so there are two general categories of outer sleeves. So these are probably the most common. They're essentially a polypropylene bag that is 2 to 3 millimeters thick, nothing fancy, but that 2 or 3 mil is important. You're not going to want to go anything lighter than that. And so they fit loosely on the jacket, and they're fairly inexpensive. The only issue with this type of poly sleeve is that they don't start out very clear. They're kind of opaque, and they really don't age very well. So they start out maybe kind of clearish, but as they age, they get a little cloudy, they can get scuffed and even a little dirty, so they need to be replaced periodically. But again, cheaper to replace a grungy outer liner than it is to damage your album cover. So the type of outer liner that I actually prefer is one of these. It's a different kind of material. They'll usually be described as crystal clear, and they are. They have a different look and a different feel than the traditional poly bags, and they start out clear, and as far as I can tell, they stay clear. So we use them a lot on the used records here at Deaf Man Vinyl. Very, very occasionally, we'll have one split along the seam. But you've got to remember that our records get handled multiple times every day. But so I really like these. So the other broad category of these outer sleeves is loose fit and snug fit. So these two styles I just showed you are the dad jeans of outer covers. They fit, but a little droopy, a little loose in the thighs. So the record slides in and out very easily. The kind that I like are what they call the snug fit. So if the other ones are dad jeans, these are the hipster skinny jeans.
Hello.
So they fit like tight, there's no overlap here. The record goes in and it's actually made to stay in there. So that's kind of the way I like to keep my records. They're a little harder to find. They're definitely more expensive than the loose fit sleeves. So it's really just a matter of personal preference. There are also some poly outer sleeves that come with resealable adhesive flaps, which are great for keeping dust out of the records. I'm in and out of my records so much that that's not really practical for me, but they're out there. So for the most part, standard outer sleeves, either the crystal clear or the traditional poly, will work with a gatefold album. So one record with a cover that opens up. Sometimes they'll even work with a double album. So stepping up a notch, there are the so-called audiophile sleeves that go up to 4 or 5 mil thick. There are also outer sleeves available for doubles as well as box sets. So a question, my record is still in its original shrink wrap. Do I still need an outer liner? I say yes. So a record still in its shrink wrap is typically going to be more desirable, more valuable, especially if it has the original stickers on it, what we call the hype stickers, which basically are hyping the album. You know, it talks about it's got the #1 hit, blah, blah, blah in it. So the shrink wrap here is starting to tear. It's going to come off as you handle the record. So yes, I definitely protect even a shrink wrapped record with an outer sleeve. So then the final trick is to slide the record in like this, so you're not leaving your disc open to the elements. So you're creating a sealed edge. And if you've already created a sealed edge with your inner liner, and then you double that by sealing it with the outer liner, you got her sealed up tighter than Fort Knox. So if you have any questions, drop us a comment and be sure to subscribe for more great content about records and record cleaning. Until the next time, it's the Deaf Man saying, keep 'em spinning.